what your thoughts are, and potentially any new topics. But let's get into this. So, within the last couple days, it has come out that there is a company now out there that will, if you pay so much, they will scan your sealed product and let you know what is inside. So, yeah, that's that is to the point where we're at right now, to where we're using medical devices to scan trading cards. So, yeah, it'll get interesting. I do have some pros and cons about this, um, and I'll talk about those. But again, let me know in your comments down below if you have any more additional pros you may have or any more additional cons that I maybe had forgotten to mention. But again, uh, let me know in the down below. So sit back, get some popcorn going, just put this in the background as you maybe do some work, another podcast like video. So what this is just weird. I'm gonna say first off we had Wayne Packs, which I mean we had been Wayne Packs forever, and then you had a new system come out not too long ago using metal detection, which I guess that only works on sets with like foil cards or things like that. I don't know how that works 100% and stuff, but I just heard it's another method. And now we have using X-ray machines. Ugh, why why can't we just go back to the good old days to where people just if you got a hit, great. Where it was more luck of the pack, luck of the draw sort of a thing to get that, big hit, that big chase card in the set. So there's a company out there that decided, hey, you know what? Let's see if this will work on packs. Surely it does. And now with this system, it allows you to see quote unquote what the big hit is, what are all the cards that are in there, and it even will tell you what pack specifically has the hit, you know? And that is just annoying. So not even just packs, it can do sealed boxes, ETBs, hobby boxes, booster packs, any kind of product it can scan, which is nuts. Just the idea of let's use this incredibly sophisticated and expensive machine used for, medical reasons, and let's scan packs with it. I don't know. Like I said, it's weird. It's weird that this came up, but whatever. At this point, I'm not even going to question it. So, real quick, just kind of with that basic broad overview, I won't name the company. I mean, it's not that hard to find. I did screenshot their pricing to show you guys, but literally, if you just look up X-ray or scan my pack with X-ray machine prices, it's literally one of the first ones that pops up, so you can go and see for yourself. But first off, I want to talk about the pros and cons, and then we'll go talk about the prices. I don't really have very many pros. The big one I have that they were saying on the website is to guarantee on authenticity of the sealed product, which I I can agree with I mean I would pay for a service like that if I'm spending thousands of dollars on a box. I don't know if you guys remember, but a while back, if you remember, Logan Paul bought a sealed box of first edition Pokemon base set, 1999. He bought a sealed case. It ended up being fake and being G.I. Joe packs. So a huge loss. I think he spent like 1.4 $1.6 million on it or something like that. I can't remember. But he spent a lot of money just to be scammed. And I mean, we have seen scams after scams after scams in trading cards, and the scammers are getting better, sort of a thing. So I can kind of get, using whatever technology we have out there to kind of guarantee that, hey, this product, this vintage box, vintage pack is authentic, it's real, it's not a scam, for those who are going to be putting in maybe thousands, hundreds of thousands, or even couple million of dollars worth into a deal, sort of a thing. So I can kind of get that. You know, I go through just imagine okay, cool. So you have a Series 1 Garbage Pail Kid box or a Pokemon base set first edition 1999 base set box. Shoot, what's the magic one? I don't remember the magic or Yu-Gi-Oh. I don't do too much with those. But whatever the rarest box is for your specific niche, right? Right? If you collect just, Pokemon or Garbage Pail Kids or One Piece or Disney Locorona or anything trading card wise, even if it's sports, right? Anything under the moon that's a trading card, think of whatever the rarest thing might possibly be, right? And you have a chance to buy it, but you want to make sure it's authentic. And you just don't want to trust the buyer's word because, let's be honest, it's hard to trust people when there is a lot of scamming going on everywhere. So I kind of get having a service like this to where you can, take the product, make sure it is authentic before you go through with the deal, spending how much money you're going to put into the box, pack, etc., whatever the case may be. And I kind of get that point. Potentially another pro would I don't know if they can do this, is like looking at the condition of that, and you might be asking, what? Why are you asking about the condition? If you guys know with like say your grade cards and things like that, even if you get a big hit, you might get the big hit with a factory nick, or it probably got cramped through the sealing process, sort of a thing. So I don't know, if it's an extremely rare pack or some kind of product and you just want to see what kind of condition is, maybe you want to see if the cards, guys, we talked about how, when with the wax packs that they did back in the 80s, you have to be careful, especially with Garbage Pail Kids, with the stick of gum, and humidity, that gum can eat through all of your cards, sort of a thing. So I guess you can kind of say it's a way of seeing what the condition of the cards are, being like, all right, cool. Did the gum get through them? Are they water damaged? Or whatever the case may be, right? Is there some kind of damage / defect with the cards inside the sealed pack / product, sort of a thing? So you don't just go in and just open it and you're like, great, this is completely trashed, sort of a thing. So I can kind of get that as another reason of why someone would want to do something like that. Because, when there's a lot of money involved, you rather be safe than sorry. I kind of get that. We all work hard for what we get and what we have. So you kind of just want to do what you can do to guarantee your investments, if it's that, or, for your personal collection, whatever the case may be. That's about it. That's about it that I have for the pros. Just two things. So let's go into the cons. First off, this is kind of a new way of weighing packs, sort of. If you guys remember, people have been weighing packs for years, right? No matter, if it's sports or Pokemon, whatever it is, people have been weighing packs, right? Because, usually the better cards, way heavier. Like in sports and Garbage Pail Kids, you have patch cards, those sort of things. So weighing's been around for a long time. And I guess the big negative thing about this is, instead of, so say you weigh it, it won't always be the best card, right? For Pokemon, for example, it might just have been a holo or a regular EX or whatever the case may be. Maybe for Chrome, it might, I don't know. It could just be a green or something. I'm not sure. I don't know. I haven't even weighed Chrome. I don't do that. I don't believe in that, I'm more of a classic collector. I like to open the products and I like, it being by chance or by luck, to where you really get to feel that enjoyment of, hey, I just happen to get really, really lucky, sort of a thing. I'm more of an old school collector. But with this technology being used in this way, now I wouldn't say it's cheating, but it kind of is, you know? I mean, if you think about it, all right, here, I'm going to take a 1985 Topps pack and I'm going to just, scan it, see if there's an Atom Bomb or a Nasty Nick. If there's not, keep it sealed. If there is, open it, boom. That's one way of doing it. Same thing with like looking for a base set Charizard sort of a thing. Buy packs, doesn't have the Charizard, sell it, grab another one. And you can kind of filter through this until you get what you want. So in theory, I mean, at the same time you're paying money for the service, but you can practically search product now way more than ever before. I mean, luckily with newer products, with Pokemon and some of these other TCGs, they were able to make it to where it was harder / impossible to weigh products. So I guess that was a good thing. But now they're X-raying product. So this kind of goes into the second issue is there's no chase anymore, right? What I think may happen is if this gets accepted by the community and is used by the communities, is we're going to have people just buying product. All right, cool. Is there anything in here? Nope. Keep it sealed. And it's not going to be like, like take an Evolving Skies booster box for a chance. If they see that Moonbreon in the booster box and they know what pack it is, cool. They're going to open up the booster box, grab the pack, get the Moonbreon, and keep everything else sealed. Because it's like, why waste that money? And they might end up reselling that to other members of the community who just think they happen to have packs and think that they have a chance at pulling that hit, when in reality, they don't. When it's just a mirage, a lie. Thinking, oh, I might have a chance, he could just be, doing box breaks. And that's another issue that I've seen people complain, is that now box breakers might even start to resell them on their platforms, like Whatnot or eBay or whatever, that they will sell the slots. And then depending on what the product is, that if they have one-of-ones or autographs or things like that, or big hits, that everything will be searched. So then they get the really, really expensive best hits out there, the best of the set. The card that everyone's hunting for, the chase card, they get it, and you guys get to pay for it by participating in the box breaks. I mean, that is a huge issue I've seen someone bring up, and I mean, yes and no. If it is a card like the Moonbreon that is worth hundreds of dollars raw, potentially, if it's a card to where it's in the hundreds, if not thousands of dollars raw, ungraded, then yes, I can see that happening. But if the chase card's only $100, I don't really see that happening as much, just because it's like, you'll see what I'm saying when we look at the prices here in a bit, but that is, that's just disgusting. But the idea of, because I'm thinking long-term sort of a thing. We're going to have all this sealed product, and we're going to have every copy, like I said, in theory, if the community, everyone in the community accepts this and does this, in theory, we're going to have all the sealed product, and all the good hits are going to have been opened, and the cards taken out, graded, sold, whatever, regular market thing. The rest of these sealed products will not be worth much, because it's like, if it's already scanned and there's nothing in there, why would I want to open it? If I know that I don't have a chance of pulling something good, why would I open it? Because, I mean, let's be honest, guys. That is why we buy packs. That's why we buy booster boxes. That's why we collect, is, when we're buying sealed product, you either keep it sealed for later down the road, or you open it, and you open it kind of gambling, taking a risk, and seeing if you can get that big hit, which for some people, you do get it. For the others, you don't get it. Or you could be like the middleman and you get something that's pretty nice, pretty cool, but not the big hit and not a total loss, right? And then later down the road, when, the product is scarce, everyone wants to, go and pull that chase. your sealed product grows in value, right? Just because there's not much of it around, sort of a thing. And, there's a much more higher desire to open it or to even own the product, right? So either way you look at it in the current situation, it's not bad if, everyone stays away from this. But if people, like I said, accept this, do search packs, that means the rest of the packs are going to be worthless. If it's a pack with maybe just a hollow in it, or just, non-hollows and just nothing of value, who's going to want to open it? Who's going to want to pay for it? Because it's not going to be worth anything, right? So it really takes the fun and the enjoyment of collecting and throws it like down the toilet. It literally flushes it down the toilet. It literally takes away the entire aspect of opening products and throwing it away. Because, at that rate, the only thing that's left is to build sets, The only way and the only reason people would want to open that product would be to build a set and then later on sell that set. And I'm thinking more of the investor aspect, just because with COVID, there are more and more investors rather than collectors. Let's be honest, guys. Wherever you go in trading cards, that's just kind of what happened. There is still a lot of people out there who love their certain, niche, whatever it is, like Pokemon, sports cards, Disney La Llorona, Digimon, MetaZoo even. You have people who still love that, right, who are hobbyists. But then you also have those who are investing, right? They want to make the money, sort of a thing. So, yeah, this kind of is going to cause an issue. And another issue, I guess. So I kind of talked about, there's no more chasing, and also it's just going to be in general easier to find the big hits, If a guy has a lot of money, but this raw card, whether it's like a one-of-one autograph or something that has a pretty high projection point, it'll be easier to find. Let's look at Magic. They did that Lord of the Ring thing not too long ago, to where with the collab where you were looking for the one ring. Imagine if this technology was out. I feel like there'd be people hunting, buying products by the bulk and just scanning them, or even companies doing this. So then they could get that one-of-one card. Because, if I remember right, Post Malone bought it for like, I don't know, 1 point something million, right? He bought it, after it was graded at an 8. But, literally, that's massive for a card, right? But I'm also thinking raw. It's like, cool, raw, maybe, I don't know, probably 600,000, 700,000, just to really get it going. So, if there's a card that's that kind of numbers, you're going to have companies go in. You're going to have people go in and do this. Come on, guys. There are people who literally are in this community just to make money, right? They're not in it because they care about it. All they care about is the dollar bills, right? There's auction houses that go in and do it and things like that. You guys know what I'm talking about, There's companies that want to every year increase, their foothold because they're like a third-party reseller, sort of a thing. So that's a little frightening. But another negative aspect you can think about this is, what are the companies, what is Pokemon, what is Topps, what are, Bandai, what is Wizards of the Coast, what are these companies that are creating the cards, creating the sets, creating the product? Because, we saw Pokemon use the code cards to try to help with the Wang. Does that mean now in future products, we are going to have some sort of system be developed to where it cannot be X-rayed, right? Potentially, right? And if that is going to happen, how much is that going to increase the price overall for a pack? you know? Like, I mean, we saw the increase on average, because we get two reverse rares and a guaranteed hollow, right? No more non-hollows. So my thing is, all right, so if this does become more common, what are we gonna get from the companies to try to get it to where it's more even, right? Kind of evening the playing field back. And then how much is that going to cost us as collectors of the community to go and still enjoy the fun of opening products, but yet having to pay the consequence for those who are doing this? I mean, let's be honest. In 2020, I mean, if you guys remember, there was a lot of kids who would collect Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, and things like that. And I mean, I know for that time there, it was hard for the kids to even get their hands on any of those cards. Um, if you guys know Deep Pocket Monster, him and his son just did an awesome thing where uh, they were going out and they were giving back cards back to the community, to the kids who weren't able to get it, right? And I don't know, I just thought that was super cool, just kind of giving back. And I mean, kind of, sticking to the scalpers, sticking it to them. And I mean, it's just unfortunate, right? I mean, when I was growing up, I didn't have this. There were Pokemon cards when I went to the store. There were Garbage Pail Kids when I went to the store. I didn't have an issue fighting against adults with, the money that they were getting from their salaries or whatever it is, because they didn't care. They weren't in it. I mean, yes, there were probably a handful that were, buying product, but they weren't buying it out because it was making them a lot of money, sort of a thing. It was mostly, just people my age at that time collecting. And I mean, I even had a bunch of buddies who were collecting Magic. But it was mostly Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon out of everyone I knew, sort of a thing. And I mean, I'm seeing what this generation is having to fight with, this generation of collectors. And it's like, they're fighting against scalpers. They're fighting against, companies who are just trying to make money. They're fighting against adults who are just taking everything, you know? And don't get me wrong, there's also awesome people in the community who are also giving back and making sure the kids, the next generation also have a chance of, enjoying and creating memories that we did from our childhood. But it's just unfortunate that this is how things have gotten, you know, in general. And I mean, I've seen a lot of videos about this, and I thought, hey, you know what? I'm gonna throw my opinion in, because normally I don't talk about anything until it's much later or until we get more information or even at all. But this is just nuts. So yeah, it's very interesting, very interesting. So let me know in the comments what you guys think about my pros and cons. I know I kind of went off a little bit and started talking about COVID and things like that, but in turn, that's who it's going to probably affect even more, rather than, the adults, us, who have, money. Is like, all right, cool. Now we're competing against maybe the kids who are trying to run lemonade stands or just trying to mow lawns or do some kind of chores for the parents to earn some money just to go and get packs. You know, it's tough when, this stuff kind of happens, and it even hurts, them, right? Who are just trying to just be able to afford enough to get a pack, and hopefully, there be a pack at their local store when they're, able to save up enough money to get it. So it's interesting. Next screen. All right, here we go. Here are the pricings. So for 1 to 5 packs, it is $75. 1 to 2 days lead time, free for viewing software. Now we get to pack scanning, $60 to $10, or 6 to 10 packs is $70. 6 to 10 packs, right? 2 to 3 days lead time. All right, here's their big deal. Anything over 11 packs, you can send in for $65. It's 3 to 4 days lead time, free viewing software, free 3D printed mini Cubone skull. Then we get to box scanning, which I've seen a lot of. It says to be determined, so that'll be a little interesting. Best results require 2 times scans per box. So that, I don't know, that to me is a little worrisome, but also kind of reassuring, you know, if it is something like an Evolving Skies or a box that's worth thousands of dollars, hopefully they are charging hundreds, if not thousands of dollars to use this service, right? But at the same time, this has me worried a little bit. Say, how I mentioned, these companies out here that are, and I'm not talking about, the basement card shops or anything like that. No, I'm talking about the warehouses full of product. I'm talking about those cards, those businesses, those card shops. Who knows? Maybe they get a discount because they're sending in so much volume that, all right, say you as the customer, you're paying, $100, maybe 200 for this box. But because they're sending in so much volume, they get to pay $50. See, that is what's messed up. And then we have the last service, which is high-speed USB for Potato Internet. Nothing much there. I think we're going to see the first 4 used the most. That high speed, I don't really think so. But yeah, these are the prices. So $75 for a pack. So I personally have a Fossil pack that cost just with, I think, shipping and taxes about $200. So on top of that, if someone were to have that same product that I had, pay the $75, that would be, and I'm going to say shipping included, and there's going to probably be some fees and some tax on that. So we're going to just round it up to 300, right? Just keep the numbers even. So if they're doing that, and this guy is like, cool, there's a holo guaranteed in it, are we going to see an increase in the sealed product sort of a thing? Thinking like, all right, first edition Charizard, if you can have a pack guaranteed with the first edition Charizard, how much is that pack going to be worth now? How much of an increase are we going to see compared to the regular packs and even to the packs that don't have the holos? How much are we going to see an increase in the fluctuation, right? Like, all right, so the packs that don't have the holos, are they just going to be almost become worthless now? And the packs that do have the holos become even more? I mean, there's so many possibilities with this that I don't know if there's really a way to, I wouldn't say combat it, but I don't know. See, this is what's interesting. I'm trying to think, right? Trying to think, okay, what sort of things, as members of the communities, besides, a lot of people currently are looking down upon it, which, cool, that's one way. But, in the end, they're going to do this for money. So is there a way to where we can almost all agree that, if someone is selling something that it is a guaranteed this or a guaranteed that, knowing it is a good pull, not buy it sort of a thing? To where that person is not getting the money that they want for, I wouldn't say going out and cheating, but that's kind of what it is, If you're not doing it for authenticity, if you're doing it to find these hits, you're practically cheating. And the rest of us are just, I wouldn't say going by the rules, but we're out here just doing what we've done for years, sort of a thing, buying product. All right, do I open it? Do I not? Okay, I open it. Darn, I lost, all that money I put into the box. All right, do I do it again? Sort of a thing. Just kind of what has been going on for decades now. And now we have this. So, I don't know. Again, guys, let me know in the comments down below what you really think about this. I highly encourage you guys to go look at other channels, hear what other people are talking about, and kind of their viewpoints. But kind of what I've heard slash gotten from this is negative. I mean, I'm personally not a fan of this at all. I think this is really dumb. And in the end, it's gonna, instead of, being a good thing for the community, this is gonna hurt, I think. I'm pretty sure this is gonna hurt more than it helps the community, right? Yeah, cool. If it's over $100,000 deal, cool. It might help guaranteeing the authenticity, but say you happen to have a box that has two Charizards in it, or, you know, two Blue Eyes White Dragons or something. I don't know. I don't know very much with Yu-Gi-Oh, or like the Black Lotus or something. Again, sorry guys, I don't know much about Yu-Gi-Oh and Magic. If that is the case, this is gonna hurt. Because now the seller's like, oh, cool. I've got, two of these cards that are worth this much. I'm gonna charge X now, sort of a thing. To the point to where no one's gonna buy it. So I I don't know. I think we'll just need to wait and see. Maybe December we can have a better idea of the effect it will have slash has on the market, but it's going to be very interesting. Super, super interesting to hear how this is going to play out. Because, I mean, if you saw my last video, I kind of already talked about what's happening in general to the card community with prices going down, sort of a thing. But now with this on top, I really, really wonder what's going to happen. I mean, some people might think, well, it might not change much, or it might change a lot. And hey, you might have guys even saying that this could, end up killing the hobby altogether. And I mean, yes, that's potentially could happen. Because I mean, think about this. Any sealed product, Tops on Demand, exclusive Comic-Con packs, anything that is exclusive, that is sealed in a pack that you cannot tell, or in a box, sounds like you might be able to see if it's worth opening or not now. And I mean, again, I don't know, with the people who would be interested in doing this, if they would want to pay the $75, the $70, $65, or even the to be determined per box, depending on whatever the box is. Like, I don't know if they would be willing to pay the money for that. But if they are, what kind of effects will it have on the community as a whole, and on that particular, card niche, card family, whether it is, all right, are we seeing it more in sports cards, more in TCGs, or